Now it is time for our sports update. Well, the PSL promotion relegation playoff was supposed to be happening today. Of course, Royal AM were due to face Richards Bay in the opening game of the playoffs today. Well, that's not going to be happening because Justice Inyati of the Supreme Court has ordered a halt to it. Now, this is because Royal AM had gone to the courts and wanted to challenge the 3 points that were awarded to Sekhukhune United, of course, who had won automatic promotion. But that doesn't seem to be happening at this very moment. Of course, Sekhukhune United had played Polokwane City, got the points that was enough to get them into the DStv Premiership. Now, to discuss what is currently happening at this moment, I'd like to welcome MPHAHLELE, sports journalist, to give us an update of what is currently going on at this moment. MPHAHLELE, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the viewers, and thank you very much for having me.
No, it's an absolute pleasure. MPHAHLELE, this is an absolute mess, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Complete chaos. As you speak now, we're supposed to be enjoying the first match of the playoffs. As you said in the intro, it's not happening. The good judge at the Supreme Court of Appeal has, halted the playoffs until the matter is ventilated properly, in the courts. It's an application which was brought forward by Royal AM, who are challenging an earlier decision of a lower court, being the Johannesburg High Court, where Deputy Justice Roland, ruled that Sekhukhune must get the 3 points and be promoted to the PSL, meaning that Royal AM are the ones who are suffering in that judgment, where they will have to go back and play in the playoffs. They didn't like that. They approached the higher court, and this is where we are now. No playoffs, at least for 7 days, because the judge at the Supreme Court of Appeal has said that he needs 7 days to look into this matter and come back to us and give us the way forward.
And I think this throws the entire season into a problem, doesn't it, MPHAHLELE? Because, of course, the 2020-21 season is over. What are the chances that this spills off into next season? Because, we've got about just under 2 months before the 2021-2022 season starts. So what is the chances that with all these, decisions taking place and delays taking place, that this could spill into next season?
Yeah, I guess largely to the teams that are, sort of the PSL teams who know their status, they are not largely affected because they can pretty much, plan their stuff for next season, even though it will be a little bit difficult to plan not knowing when the season is going to start. But you can work around it. The problem here is, is Sekhukhune United, it's Royal AM, it's Chipa United, and Richards Bay United. 3 of those 4 teams I've mentioned will definitely at some stage have to play in the playoffs. And one of them will have to join, will have to go to the PSL. And it is a problem. As 2 of them, one of them being either Royal AM or Sekhukhune, will have to automatically go to the PSL. Now, for that, the problem for them would be, as they stand now, they can't plan because they don't know if they will be playing in the PSL or they will be playing in the NFT. If you sign players, you sign players for a league in which you are going to play at, And then for those 3 who are supposed to be playing in the playoffs, they can't know when the playoffs are going to be. And there's another interesting dynamic here because the nature of football contracts are that most of the contracts end at the end of June. Now, at this rate, surely the playoffs will spill over into July. You are going to have a situation whereby if you are Faraz FC, you are going to play in the playoffs. Some of the players, when you go into July, their contracts are finished. Some have already signed with other pre-contracts with other teams, and you may have to finish the playoffs without enough players. So this is a tricky situation where it will definitely have far-reaching consequences as to how the playoffs are going to be played and as to the team that goes into the PSL. How are they going to plan and prepare pre-season and make sure that they are ready for next season? So it is a very, very, very complicated situation, and hopefully, in the next week or so, we can find finality and clarity as to what happens going forward.
Yeah, it just throws a couple of spinners into the works. One final question, MAHLATSE. If you Sekhukhune United, you'll be feeling aggrieved, won't you? Because you finish on top of the table, and now you have the Supreme Court decision, hovering over you, and this could really affect, as you say, the preparations looking ahead to the next season.
Yeah, I mean, they don't know what they must do now because, the latest lock standings of the NFD, after the judgment by the weekend, is that they are the top of the lock and they have gained automatic promotion to the PSL. But how do they play? As we have indicated earlier on that, we don't want to sign PSL players, and then after a week or so, the judgment of the higher court comes back and say, actually, Royal AM are the ones who are promoted. And the same thing with Royal AM. How do they plan? Because they don't know where they'll be playing. But as things stand now, they will be playing in the playoffs. And I'm told they have not been training all this time. So if they're going to play in the playoffs against Richards Bay, who has been training, against Chippa United, who have been training and have got more experience, because they're the 15 teams that has dropped from the PSL, then they will have a serious problem of going there and competing and fight for another chance of going to the PSL. You must also remember, there is a possibility here that when the judgment comes from the Supreme Court of Appeal, there is still a way that whoever is aggrieved can go. The team that is aggrieved, they have got a right to go to the Court of Arbitration in Switzerland. So this thing may drag for a few months to come if it continues like this. And hopefully, like I'm saying, we find a way forward and it's cleared as soon as possible so the playoffs can be finished and the clubs can start preparing for the PSL next season. And those that are staying in the NFD, they can also start preparing for the NFD next season.
MPHAHLELE, sports journalist, we'd like to say thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
There we go. I mean, I tell you what, for an administrator of South African football, it's a nightmare. For us as the media, I tell you what, we love this drama, but hopefully there can be a resolution with regards to what happens so that when the DStv Premiership season kicks in, everyone can go ahead and enjoy the football that's going to be played. Well, that's all we have for you here on The Daily Factor. I'd like to wish you a happy Youth Day from ourselves, the production team, Kabir and Johnny. We will see you again, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.